Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Audible? I'm only one person, not five, so we'll keep it short and sweet. I think to answer this question, it's working? Oh, yeah. Okay. To answer this question, I think it sounds more complicated than what it actually is, because as you saw with the esteemed gentleman earlier, modular construction is ongoing today. It's not rocket science, it's not something complicated, but it's to actually understand when should you actually go modular and when should you not. And having said that, if you think about it, modular is nothing more than Legos for grown-ups. And if you were anything like me growing up with Legos, I wanted to work for Legos, and then I ended up in construction and moving into modular business. So when does modular actually make sense? This is the key question that I believe you should all ask yourselves, not just because everyone's doing it, I should do it. Is it available? Yes, it is. Can any of you do it? Yes, you can. Modular is very, very simple. It's just like Henry Ford, when he created the assembly line, that's all modular is. It's telling you, how can we streamline? What can we do to make things more cost effective, more efficient, better quality control, and definitely in our region, how can we have the employees' safety at best, working under controlled environments, air-conditioned environments? It's a win-win. But does it necessarily mean you have to do it? No, because if the cost does not make sense and your cost of labor or proximity to a location is good for you and traditional, then you should still do traditional. But you must answer, when does it actually make sense? And I have 6 points that I'll go through that could help. For example, if you're in emergency response and ready products, many governments have emergency response ready, whether it's shelters for emergencies, for war, for like FEMA in the US. This was a great technology. These tents, they said, why are we going through modular homes that are heavy to lift and shift? And these are called shift pods. Even modular solutions such as these that can pop up within 10 seconds. You pop them open, it's an igloo inside. They give you an air condition and it can fit 2 to 3 people inside. So modular, do not think modular just in terms of massive, heavy. It can go into what kind of use you actually need it. To these data centers, which they mentioned earlier. We've done some of these modular data centers because of offsite, for NEOM, for other areas. Does it make sense? Yes. Why are we going to go and install everything there, send our team, and the costs are just too expensive when you can manufacture it and deliver it and switch the plug, just like a generator today. Modular is going to become a thing that everything is modular, and how can we plug it in like Legos? I have modular data centers. We have modular clinics. They've zoomed it in so big here. You have modular clinics, your site offices. So it's nothing new. It's been around, but the difference is what happened in today is science of material sciences have improved. You have the best material at the most cost effective, and you can do miracles with it, as they've just mentioned. Controlled environments, quality control, and super light. This is a project that we did for the Saudi-Bahrain Causeway. So one of the key questions I was talking about, we have 6 points. So emergency was one of them. The other one is speed. On the bottom, you can see it says, the client said we need to reduce the downtime. This is the busiest causeway. They have more than 500,000 cars crossing, and they wanted 0 downtime. And they said, how can we change the existing cabins? And we need to expand from 40 to 120. So the design was done. We proposed to go modular, and we did just that. Within 3 hours, this modular unit was installed, but we needed to solve a problem, not because they had the budget for it. They said, can we find a solution? So the solution was to the problem. So modular made sense because it was a problem that the client faced. And effectively, it came out to be almost identical to the cost of traditional. Not a bit more or less, but actually identical. But the cost of the downtime for the client was way worse. And that's the problem. So did modular make sense here? Yes, it did. Same thing on the same project. They needed 0 downtime on this. the bridge was lifted within 6 hours, 3 hours one side, 3 hours the other side. So you have to ask yourself, what is it I'm doing it for? This is another project. I think this is zoomed in. In Dir'iyah, we have a project. It's a very remote and limited access, and it's a part of UNESCO. And it's right under one of our project was right in Wadi Hanifa, which is, oh, sorry, I just saw it here. In Wadi Hanifa, which is right under the royal palaces. And one of the concerns they had, they said, we do not have the capacity to allow 1,000 of your labor to come in. But we're also afraid that we're going to lose the Najdi finish, we're going to lose this. So we proposed to them a modular solution. And they couldn't believe that we can give them the same Najdi finish, but in a modular solution. And we showed them the layering, we showed them how we would do it, we showed them how the material can replicate exactly the finish that they wanted. And we would ship it from our Dammam operation all the way to Riyadh, and we would install it within a couple of days. And they were baffled. And then we showed them how the finish would still come out exactly the same. So it was a means to a solution for the client. This is another one for the Royal Navy bases in Qatar and in Saudi. They didn't want many people going into the access. They said, what can you do to build the same structure? We told them, let's do it modular. These are all containers that you see here. We manufactured them and connected them like Legos. And as you know, these are just traditional military bunkers and bases, all designed to the client because they wanted to be able to mobilize them within a day. Of course, you've all seen this online. That's why I said it's like, I have to show this project. If it's repeatable or mass production, definitely modular makes perfect sense. When we came to study to say, can we build the same facility that they're doing in China, we realized we can do 99% of everything that they have. But the one technology they have is the slabs. They have a slab machine that allows for the welding to actually be able to assemble. So when we spoke with the government, we said, if you're willing to give an order, we can invest and make modular full solutions, right? So it has to make financial sense if it's repeatable, if you have a mass production. These are really cool, and they're globally being sent, even from Dubai. These are toilets. In high-rise buildings, they can deliver for you all your toilets ahead of time, or kitchens, and they just plug them in as you're casting floor by floor. So they come in, they roll it out, they plug it in, your kitchen is done, and your toilets. These you've seen online. Today, people are telling you, buy your dream house for $100,000. But it's repeatable, identical, so it's cost effective. And they can deliver for you. So repeatability always works. Or if you have cost of labor, like the US, where you have the labor is so expensive, the man hour, they are delivering from the US, from Dubai, from China, and Turkey, all these toilets, all these pods, and they're actually using modular solutions because of cost effectiveness compared to what they have to spend there. When not to go modular. If you're working on a Zaha Hadid project or you're working on, unique projects, there's no repeatability. It doesn't make any sense. So you just go to traditional. There's no point. So don't think I must do modular. Think, when does it make sense? It's truly a mindset shift. It's not rocket science. Anyone can do it. Just understand, when is it? So if you want to integrate it, you have to think early on. Where can we modernize? Where can we modularize? Can we standardize and repeat? We proposed to the Ministry of Transportation, we said, why are you doing so many different types of girders, which are the beams for the bridges? We said, you can own the asset. We proposed to them, cast 1 million of these girders, and any contractor you give, they can just take from your yard. No one has to make new formwork. No one has to keep generating. So repeatability makes modular really, really effective. Pre-built cores, rooms, facades. So where does it save the time and money? The hotel you're seeing here is the tallest hotel built by Marriott Group in New York. 50% of the time, 40% of the cost. It's the tallest hotel built in New York City that's modular. So the future of modular isn't about replacing everything. It's about knowing when and where to use it smartly. Thank you very much.